Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Latinaly podcast. I am so happy to be back on the mic. I haven't recorded an episode in God knows how long because I have been suffering through the only vestibular vertigo I have ever had in my life. It's been 2 months of constant on and off dizziness, and I don't wish it on anyone. I don't wish it on anyone. It is the absolute worst. You know what? I'm not even going to go into a pity party. But all I will say is I'm in physical therapy. And so now a professional is telling me what I should and should not do. And I've been doing my physical therapy now for it's going to go on 3 weeks that I've been doing my physical therapy. And there's a reason why there are professionals and why you should not go to ChatGPT. Physical therapists are very necessary because I thought I knew what I was doing, and I learned very quickly that I don't know shit. I know nothing. I've been going through this for, like I said, I think since early December. So on top of going through the vestibular vertigo for the last 2 months, I haven't found a job. And if anyone is also on the hunt for work, you are not alone in this very stressful, very annoying, very defeating time. I have led multi-million-dollar campaigns. I have led award shows. I am very good at what I do. I don't pat myself on the back very often, but when it comes to my work, I am very good at what I do. And every place that I have applied to has rejected me or ghosted me. I say that because it's felt very on time. I don't know if that makes sense, but it feels like my health and has everything with work has been on a standstill, and everything with my health has forced me to stand still. And it has forced me to literally be in bed and rest and not overexert myself and slow down, because I have to. Physically, I had to slow down, and I had to not be so hastily in my movements because I would trigger another spin episode. And I said in a prayer, because this is also like getting rejected job after job after job, and also not being able to control my movements, not being able to control how I move, or if I can move, if I have the balance to move. It is incredibly defeating. And before going to see my physical therapist, I kind of was just like, okay, the last time I had vertigo lasted for a week. Why is this lasting 2 months? I was very confused, very hopeless. And as I was praying, I said, this is the first set of prayer that I did. I said, what is going on? Like, I was expecting 2026 to just start off and like ignite and run and be full of opportunity, and I'm busy, and it's not that. Why is it not that? Why is it that all of January I've felt like I've been put in a box that I did not ask to be in, that I've been put on a restraint that I didn't ask to be in? I didn't ask to slow down. I didn't ask to not be able to do anything. And the reason that I was so ready for this ignition, and I'm like, okay, 2026, like I'm going to feel better, it's going to be great, is because 2026 is the year of the fire horse. And I'm like, okay, hello, what is happening? And then, upon my research, the Lunar New Year does not start until February 17th, which by the time you watch this, it would be yesterday. And I'm like, oh, now this is in January when I'm having this conversation with God, because I'm like, hello, what is happening to me? Okay. Now in my head, everything is kind of like aligning. So when I went to physical therapy in the beginning of February, I prayed again. And the physical therapist was like, you know what? In 2 weeks, you're going to feel so much better. You're going to feel great. Da, da, da. I'm like, okay, cool, great. And I'm doing the math in my head and I'm like, wow, that's right before the Lunar New Year. That's right before the year of the horse, the year of the fire horse starts. And all of my horoscopes are telling me to just relax, calm down, because it's coming. It's coming and it's going to hit you like a tidal wave. So then I decided, you know what? I'm just going to relax, move slow, enjoy this quiet, and try to just move in purpose. And I'm not going to get crazy. I'm not going to go wild. And listen to my body. And I just stopped because I have this incredible feeling that when I am finally all healed and cleared by my physical therapist, it's all going to align at once and it's going to be a madhouse for me in all the best ways and in the chaotic ways. Like, I just think that there's going to be a shift. And that's exactly what this episode is. It is a shift. And it's because we're stepping into the year of the fire horse. And there has not been a year of the fire horse since 1966. The fire horse is a trajectory year. The Lunar New Year's don't necessarily grant lucky or unlucky. This particular year of the fire horse, this is the year of acceleration. This is when your identity becomes visible, when your intention becomes action, and where life starts responding based on the direction that you choose. And that is so, so important. But before we go into all the places that we're going in 2026, year of the fire horse, we need to talk about what was. 2025 was the year of the snake. And holy shit, did I feel it. I felt it so strong. Last year was not about speed. 2025 was not about the wins. It was not about the recognition. Oh my God. Boy, oh boy, was I fooled. Because I had a lot of wins and I had a lot of recognition. But at the same time, no, I didn't. What I did have was shedding. And that's what 2025 was about. The year of the snake strips illusion. It makes everything clear, and you have to confront a truth that you did not know existed. But that's the funny thing about life, is that it will put it in front of you. And for someone like me, very dramatic, very, okay, I need the drama. When I talk to God, I'm like, hey, give me a sign. He gives me the drama. I need a very clear punch in the face. Boom, here's your sign. Boom, here's the truth. Because if not, I'm not going to get it. So the drama of the reveal has to match my drama. And it is a lot. It is a lot. And it forces you to come face to face with things that you were either suppressing within yourself, things you were trying to hide, things you were trying to avoid. It's all going to come out. And I think for me, it all came out last year. It absolutely came out. Last year, we lost a lot of things. We outgrew a lot of things. We outgrew a lot of people. We changed direction. And I think a lot of us also felt kind of isolated in a lot of ways. And on top of the isolation, I think that a lot of us were very stretched spiritually. The year of the snake does not reward outwardly. It is not about, like I said, it's not about the wins. It's not about recognition. It's not about the W's. It's not about the blessings. It's not about the material reward. It's not about the praise, external validation. It's not about any of those things. The year of the snake is designed to rebuild everything about you internally. And all of that shedding, all of that discomfort, all of that shift, all of that discombobulation that we felt, all that isolation, all of that, I felt very out of sync. I felt very displaced, oddly enough, very displaced. And I felt displaced within myself. You know, I had a lot of wins last year. And as I was entering this new year, I realized that internally, I'm a mess, bitch. I am a hot ass mess. And I don't mean in terms of like I'm going through something. My life is very peaceful. I mean, yeah, I lost my job, but fuck it. Everybody loses their job. And it wasn't the loss of my job, it was the loss of the identity that I had that was directly correlated to my job that I lost. That was stripped away from me, but it was by choice. So there was a lot of conflicting emotions. Then there was a lot of healing that I had to do. I had lived with my dad for about 9 months, which it was great. But ain't nobody want to live with their parents in their 30s. I don't care. On top of that, no one wants to live with their parents when you're married. On top of that, no one wants to live with their parents when you're married and you got 2 kids. Hello, love you, Dad, but hell no, I needed my own place. I moved in with my father, I think about 6 months after my daughter was born. And I felt good. It was cool because it was my childhood home that I had grown up in that I moved back to. So there was a familiar feeling there. So I was able to calm down because my last apartment before I moved in with my father was a complete shit show. And that was probably the worst time ever. Nevertheless, 2024 was a nightmare. Other than giving birth to my daughter, 2024 was absolute, oh my God, don't even bring me back. But when I moved in with my father, there was this familiarity, there was this comfort that I had. And then things started to bubble up with my daughter, things that I didn't know that I had to deal with. And then when we purchased our house, this house that I'm in, that I'm recording in right now, I was no longer displaced because even though I was with my dad and I was home, it was cool, I still felt displaced because it wasn't mine. Nothing in the house was mine. I mean, I had, certain furniture, but that was pretty much it. Everything was my dad's. I was sharing a room with my daughter and my son. It was just, not that it was bad. It was just very displacing. So when we moved into this house, I could relax. All the anxieties that I felt 2024 into 2025, they were melting away after we bought this house in February. We make a year in this house, actually. A lot of things with my daughter started to bubble up because I felt like I could finally sit in my postpartum with my daughter because I wasn't in this survival hustle mode in terms of finding a home. So I didn't really have time to sit with my postpartum when it came to my daughter when she was first born. I didn't have the time to do it. When 50 Cent said it's a luxury to be depressed, I wholeheartedly understand what he's talking about. Like I feel it so deeply. It is a luxury to sit in your postpartum, good or bad. I had no time to do that. So when we moved here, it was almost as though the veil had been lifted of my postpartum experience with my daughter. And now, my son, and so many things bubbled up for me with my daughter that never came up with my son because it's a mother-daughter bond. And I had realized, holy shit, I'm a mess. I am a fucking wreck. I worked through so many things last year. And in every single message thing that I would see in terms of like where my life was going, what I was trying to do, the writing was all over the place. That there was going to be things that I needed to go through. Yes, fine, losing the job, went through that. Okay. But a lot of what I was experiencing was internal shift and internal change and internal removal, reveal, shedding of things that I didn't even know were there. Things that I didn't even realize existed within me. I was shedding. And that was all last year was. And I wholeheartedly believe that this last phase of me being sick and practically fucking bedridden, this is the final stripping for me. And the waiting for my time, for the job, for this, for that, the waiting, the shedding, the work, the healing, it's all preparation of shedding the skin so that this new you can run. And that is the year of the fire horse that we are entering. Now, if you are not a spiritual person, if you don't believe any of go on. This episode is not for you, and that is A-okay. The fire horse, especially if you're a fire sign, for us, this is huge. This is huge in every single avenue of our lives. Fire is confidence, voice, visibility, courage. Horse is movement, freedom, drive, expansion, and together it creates a trajectory year of change and expansion and this incredible momentum in which everything is going to feel faster. Everything is going to feel more driven in the choices that you make. You're going to feel more ambitious. You're going to be way less patient, which I don't know if that's a good thing for me because I already don't have any motherfucking patience, but we're just going to wait and we're going to see. We're going to wait and see what the year has in store for us because I don't know. I don't know if less patience is a good thing, but we'll see. But maybe having less patience in terms of waiting for things to happen for me, waiting for things to fall on my lap, that doesn't exist. Waiting for opportunities to come to me, no, because this is the year of speaking up. This is the year of moving forward, the year of making incredibly bold, wonderful decisions and choosing independence and questioning things that feel very limiting to you. This is the year where standing still feels very uncomfortable. But here's the tricky part about it, because yes, all of those things are wonderful. All of those things are great and fast and hasty and we're moving and we're that's all great. Fast energy, this haste, this momentum can create incredible clarity, or it can create a chaos that you never expected, because it also brings restlessness, impatience, quick reactions, fast decisions, and emotional intensity. So, the full understanding that we have to have is that yes, this year is about momentum, it is about movement, but the decisions that you make articulate the kind of movement that you are going to have. So, the whole purpose of why I even wanted to do this episode is because, first of all, I'm very much looking forward to Year of the Fire Horse. Bitch, I need it. I am itching for it. Let me tell you, I know I'm not going to be disappointed. This is the year that I'm going to say, bitch, stop complaining because this is what you prayed for. So this entire episode, the reason I wanted to do this is because this is the year about intentional movement, not reckless movement. This really matters to me because I'm a very spiritual person, and spiritually, the fire horse represents life force activation. The internal transformation from last year is now going to represent, and it's going to show itself externally. It's going to start presenting itself in new opportunities. It's going to show itself in new decisions that do then change the trajectory of your life. This is energy pulling you forward. Of all the work that we've done internally last year, revealing itself this year externally is a desire to move differently than we did before. The year of the horse is not going to move faster than we do. We are going to move at the same pace because this is not meant to drag you. This is not meant for the horse to yank you all the way to motherfucking December and you're at the end of the line just being dragged in the dirt. That's not what this is. The horse is not dragging you. The horse is going to respond to the decisions that you make in the direction that you choose to go in. If you are unclear, you will feel scattered. If you are impulsive, you will feel unstable. But if you're aligned and you're intentional, then this fast-paced movement matches and it builds quickly. Almost co-creation. It sits together cohabitably. Cohabitably. Bitch, is that a word? You plus your intention. You plus your alignment. You plus your movement. You plus your purpose. That is how the year is going to move. It's not just like you're going to wake up and shit is just going to come at you and you're going to have to make all these decisions. No, it's how you move, which then articulates the trajectory of how your year is going to go. Now, how do you move in the year of the fire horse? How do you move with this intention? What is this intentionality that I keep talking about? It's not a ridiculous list of goals. Again, we have all those and we have the vision boards, and that's great and that's wonderful. It's not reacting to everything because, like I said, this is a co-creation year. You plus your alignment. Where do you want to go? Direction first, movement second. And when you make this decision of the direction that you want to go in, then the reins come off. So you ask yourself, what is this year about for me? This is going to be a journal prompt that I'm going to do tomorrow. So when you see it, this is going to be on the 18th. It doesn't matter. This is the journal prompt that I want us all to do together. I'm going to do it as well. What is this year about for me and why? We're going to choose one central focus, not 10, not 5. 1. Is the central focus financial stability? Is it health? Is it skill building? Is it emotional healing? Is it deepening your relationships? When you know the direction, your decisions become clearer. And when I talk about speed, when I talk about momentum, when I talk about movement, I don't talk about it in a sense of urgency. Urgency and speed are not alignment. When I talk about fast and when I talk about momentum, I'm not talking about speed. I'm not talking about rushing. I'm not talking about making haste decisions. I'm talking about the intention. I'm talking about the purposeful, grounded intention when we're making these decisions in our directions. These big, bold goals that we have, turn those into grounded steps rather than just leaping. Because when you leap without having a direction, that is when you get chaos. And that's that momentum that will build, and it will just build in chaos and chaos and chaos. But if you turn those into very grounded micro steps, you'll notice that these smaller decisions that you make are more effective because big changes don't happen overnight. And it doesn't come from overhauling your entire life and feeling like you need to run yourself into the ground in order to get things done. It can come from one adjustment, from one step forward to establish a form of consistency. And for me, that is one of the biggest things for me this year is consistency. Consistency without procrastination in what I am trying to accomplish. That is how momentum gets built, through consistency, not chaos. All of these things require a moment of quiet rest. Moving intentionally and moving purposefully is not moving quickly. Let's say you make a decision to say, you know what, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to go to that networking event. I'm going to go. That's the direction I want to take. I want to be more open to making new connections. So I'm going to go to this networking event. And what if you land 10 clients when you go to the networking event? Oh my gosh. One decision can turn into a momentum of great things. But when you get, let's say, those 10 clients, are they all for you? Meaning, can you work well together? Are they meant to be your client? Think about these things, because high energy, having everything go crazy, 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 chaotic, it can be great for you. But it could also make you forget to rest, because when you don't rest, it kills your momentum. And now you're back at square one. And now you feel scattered. And now you feel unaligned. Now you feel stressed. Now you feel like you can't keep up. And now you feel like you're drowning. So now your momentum of this wonderful intention, now it's a momentum in the other direction, because momentum can be negative and it can be positive. It's important to structure your days with rest. Mine are at night. I like to rest in the evening. I like to make sure that those moments are for me, to get my day together, to get my mind right. I am also in the process of doing nervous system friendly rituals because of this whole vertigo situation. My nervous system has been out of whack. Me not having a job, just a lot of things stressing me out. Work, am I going to get it? Freelance, all this stuff has been weighing so heavily on my mind that my nervous system is completely shot. And so incorporating or building, I need to build them. I need to craft them from scratch, these nervous system friendly rituals that give my mind time to rest because I need it so badly. Because I can't make these choices, move in these directions, do things with purpose if my mind is not right. When I said earlier, this is not the year for standing still, there's a difference between rest and standing still. Standing still, just waiting for something to happen, that's not what we're talking about. When we talk about rest, it is so that we can reset, so that our mind can stabilize. Because when our mind stabilizes, our decisions improve. And when all of our decisions improve, our life is more aligned. Regulating our emotions, regulating our brain, making sure that when we wake up, we are not on edge, on high drive, and just out of our mind. Although the year of the fire horse comes with a lot of, like I said, it can come with a lot of urgency, impatience, haste, speed. That is why we need rest and we need pause. It's not about being stagnant, it's about making sure that everything that we do is done with a purpose. Because this year, it's almost as though everything is going to be heightened. Conversations, emotions, decisions, which is why we need to make the choice of the direction to pause, to take a beat, take a minute before reacting, before deciding, before committing, because there's a difference between controlled momentum and impulsive speed. 2026, this year of the fire horse, I am expecting so much, but I need to be ready for it. And I think we all need to be ready for it because we don't want to fall into a pattern of what the fuck, I can't catch a break. We don't want to fall into a momentum in the direction that we did not choose, or that we chose out of haste, or that we chose because of someone else and it's misaligned. I think a lot of people now are being very selfish with their peace and being very selfish with their intention and making sure that they walk in a higher vibration very selfishly. And I love that for us. I told my husband, I said, listen, on the lunar New Year's Eve, to which is today, February 16th, when I'm recording this, I cleaned my whole house. I'm gonna wash my hair. Okay. I'm gonna do my dishes. I ain't doing shit tomorrow. I'm not sweeping. I'm not throwing out garbage. I'm not doing nothing. Tomorrow, on the day of the Lunar New Year, it is about good vibes, chilling, resting, doing the things I love, journaling about joy, journaling about wins, having the universe say yes to me, that I am aligned. Yes, you are aligned. That opportunities come to me daily. Yes, I am. Let me tell you something. Tomorrow, don't talk to me tomorrow on the 17th. Because I am so aligned with this shit that because when I tell you, when your health is not good, when your health is not right, everything feels like it's taken away from you. So that is why this Lunar New Year and this whole conversation means so much to me. I am preparing for this so much because you are not about to catch me moving unintentionally this year. If it doesn't align with me, get out. Like I am so on my vibrations. Like I cannot even tell you. Don't even play with me. Don't even try it. So if you notice that I move different, that is because things are happening. Things are changing. And when we talk about change and when we talk about the things that we need to start adapting, we need to start adapting pause. Thinking before we speak. Making sure that every decision that we make is meant for us. Okay? Just because it came to you doesn't mean it's meant for you. So it's time to move smarter and it's time to make calm decisions because those carry power. And impulsive ones create consequence. So pick which one you want. Because when we make impulsive decisions, we're not actually asking ourselves, do I have the time? Will it cost me my time? Do I have the mental capacity to do these things? Not every opportunity that comes our way is meant for us. Not every opportunity that comes our way is aligned for us. So it's really also understanding the emotional bandwidth that we have. It's understanding, do we have the focus, energy, and stability to go into these new opportunities? So yes, these opportunities are going to come very, very quickly after we make these decisions. That's what I'm saying. So it's going to ebb and flow, this speed that I'm talking about, because we need to pause and make the decisions. And once we make these decisions, then we're going to see, oh my goodness, this momentum is really carrying. I need to start making these decisions. I need to start understanding what it is that I'm trying to do per the direction I want to go into. This year of the horse is also going to bring a freedom tied to independence. But that does not mean isolation. I think last year, a lot of us felt isolated. A lot of us were kind of in our own head. Everything was done in the mind. All of the healing was done in the mind. And when you're in your own head, you are by yourself. But we cannot be isolated. We need to be around our community. We need to be around people that pour into us, that we pour into as well. People that fill our cup and we can then fill theirs. It is about picking and choosing the people that you want to be around that do not drain you, but speak life into you. So it's very important for us to keep our peace and keep our space, but also hold space for those around us who help steady us, who help keep us aligned, who help keep us accountable, who can slow down with us, but also share in the momentum that we're all kind of going through. And when you have that love, that community, that friendship, it gives you the confidence to continue to move in the direction that you need to go in. The year of the fire horse is not going to change your life randomly. It's not going to just throw things at you and you have to catch up and make decisions and do things really fast. The year of the fire horse responds to direction, intention, alignment, and movement. If you move scattered, you'll feel chaos. If you resist movement, then you'll feel stuck. But if you move aligned, your momentum builds and you will have a wonderful, fulfilling year of growth and the warmest fire. And this year of the fire horse can change the trajectory of your life. A lot of us, we just moved out of a 7-year cycle. And it is not a coincidence that the year of the fire horse is the same year that we have exited this 7-year cycle. It is not a coincidence. It is very much on time. So this year can change the trajectory of your life, not because of luck. It is because of how you move. The year of the snake changed us internally. The year of the horse reveals that internal change, that internal healing to us externally. The year of the snake was the preparation. The year of the horse is of action, of execution. It is not a year to hide. It is not the year to hesitate on your dreams. It is the year to move boldly, not blindly. It is choosing direction, choosing intentionality, protecting your peace, and trusting your alignment. Because all the work that we've done in our mind, in our spirits, it's resting. And this year, the year of the horse, it is ready to meet you at the surface. And that is all for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you cannot get enough of me the same way I cannot get enough of you, go ahead and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Latinaly Podcast. If you want to submit any questions, piping hot tea for my advice segment, signed Kaya, you can go over to our NGL link /Latinaly Podcast, and I will answer all of your submissions candidly. You could also DM me, email me. It's entirely up to you. But if you want to be anonymous, you can go to our NGL link. And be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and on Spotify, where you can watch this episode. I am Kaya Burgos. This is the Latinaly Podcast, where we are untamed, uncensored, and always unapologetic. And I will talk to you next week.